I got bad
He
kidneys.
told it all at lunchtime, didn't he?
We should have had those.
I've had
Camera's
bypasses,
rolling, huh?
5 of them.
This is like the preliminary.
I got it. I'm on my second defibrillator. I had diabetes real bad and almost lost this foot this last year. And was having trouble with a lot of things. Not only the pain in that, we couldn't get it to heal. And he had this with him, and I haven't said anything to any of my doctors about what I'm doing. I'm going to break it to him next week. I don't know what this medicine's doing. All I know is I've lost about 18 pounds, and I was a hog with it. I sleep much better.
You wake up at night?
No. But I don't eat like I used to. I don't know if this has got something to lose weight. I've gotten to the place if I could probably eat you under the table. But now I get to the place where if I take one bite too much, I feel like I'm going to throw it up. It just repulses me on it. My weight's out. My one doctor said to me, every 6 months I go through a series of tests with all of them, including the surgeon and everybody else. This last time, instead of calling me, he sent me a card and said, everything's looking good. What's your secret? And that's all he said on it. But my blood pressure's where it should be. The diabetes, that amazes me, my diabetes.
How long have you been diagnosed?
With diabetes? 10 years. I was on a pill for my diabetes for a while. Had to go on insulin. I just couldn't control it. It would be up above 180, 90. One time I think it went to 210. Started on this stuff about 6 months ago. You ain't gonna believe the numbers on it. I took the last 4 months of my sugar counts, and I added them all up and divided them by the number of days. My sugar in the last 4 months has averaged between 107 and about 110. That's almost normal. If it were 95, I probably wouldn't be on insulin.
What was it before?
The sugar?
Blood sugar.
It would float around, but it was always mostly above 160. And it got up to, like I say, that 1 week, got up to 210.
Now this is fasting blood sugar level? Morning blood sugar or what?
Well, I was taking it 3 times a day.
Okay.
For the last 6 months, I've only been taking it once a day. In the morning.
Before breakfast?
Before breakfast. Before I eat anything, I take it then. And then I gauge the insulin by how much. I usually take about 30 cc's of it, but I've cut that back to 15. And now this morning when I got up, it was 95. So I didn't take any insulin.
Good.
Because I goofed 2 weeks ago. It was about 93, and I guess my mind was on something else. So I took the insulin anyway, just not thinking at all. Well, about an hour later, I had to have orange juice pretty fast.
Yeah.
I knew something was up because I was acting daffy with it. So it's got to have something to do with this. My weight,
It's like that all the time.
I was up, this is a few years back though, but I was up as high as 235, 46 waist. I'm averaging now about 159, 160. So I don't know what it all adds up to and what it's from, but this has got to be a part of it. It's the only thing I'm doing except taking my medicines that have been prescribed for me by doctors.
So you haven't changed your diet or exercise?
No, in fact, I piece more than I should now at night. I love cheese, and I should watch that pretty good. I had cheese last night, I guess about 4 slices. I have cut back on bread a lot on my own. So I eat the cheese with a pickle and that, and then get up and this morning it was 95. We had already made a decision that the 2 smaller toes on this foot had to go. But we're going to try for a couple more weeks to see if we get some improvement in it, because I had no circulation. So I got the surgery done on the leg, and they opened up 3 veins going down. One of them closed in a week. The other 2 have remained open. And the color and everything else is coming back now. But I'm wearing shoes now.
Great.
I couldn't get a shoe on that foot for anything.
For how long?
Well, and then it took a little dip
Over a year.
to the rough side again. And then they started talking, Dr. Martin, who's the surgeon, and then my foot doctor were telling me off the top of his shoulder, we're going to have to start considering possibly the foot having to come off to stop it from there with it. And going on this thing and all that, it started healing up. This one's healed completely now. I'm still a diabetic, no question, but I'm walking now and I got 2 feet. And it wasn't any medicine I was on. If it was, why didn't it work before? You know, what I'm taking 2 of these in the morning and 2 of them at night. In fact, he just gave me one to give to my daughter. She has a weight problem, and she's just gone on the pill for diabetes. So I talked to her about trying this and see how it works on it. But I wish it were available every place. If you get to where I got with the foot, I really worried about that. And I kept saying no, I'm not going to lose my foot. Because I didn't, not at my age, that's the last thing I want to go through.
And how old are you?
77. I tried it because I was simply willing to try anything. I read it real good. I wanted to make sure that anything on there, to my knowledge, would not interfere with my prescriptions, because I felt like I'd be in a lot of trouble with the doctors if I did that. This, for some reason, cut my appetite down. I got sick about 2 weeks ago, wasn't it? With that virus bug we had going around. I lost 15 pounds in less than a week because I wasn't eating and just throwing up all the time with it, except I was taking the medicine. I could get that down with it. So I even cut off on some of my other medicines a little bit because I didn't feel like taking them. But I kept up with this. The only complaint I got about this pill is it tastes terrible. That's my only thing. If they could sugar it up a little bit or something, it might make a difference. But no, I say it works. No, I'm not a doctor. I only know how I feel, and I got more energy than I had before at this. There's a lot of things I would have liked to have done, but if I hadn't been on this, I honestly think by now my foot would have been gone. Because you couldn't have looked at it. I couldn't look at it. It was just that bad on it. It kept running and opening up on its own. I didn't have a shoe on this foot for about 9 months going with it. And then I had to wear just what we did is I bought an old pair of tennis shoes. And the doctor had one of his aides cut out the whole side of it so my foot could spread and not be under pressure on it. That way I at least had a sole on my foot to walk on with it. So I don't know. I think it ought to be talked about a lot more than it is. But I am going to give it to my family doctor. I go back for the final checkup next week, I think. I'm just going to tell him, I'm going to hand him the bottle. And he has me on some other vitamins anyway. B6, vitamin D, a general vitamin. And there's one more vitamin I take. I'm on 4 different vitamins that I take. I stopped taking them. I'm taking this now. And I'm going to ask him if, I'm going to tell him I changed on my own. I can probably drop these 4, hopefully. I'm just bungled out on medicines. I take 16 pills a morning right now. And I take some at night. I got medicine to sleep if I need it. That's another thing, I've cut back on that. I've got Vicodin. And I have some, that's a drug. That's all there is to it, it's a drug. I've read that label, I bet you 8 or 10 times. Because I got a little scared of it maybe causing some problem with the other medicines I take for my heart, for my the kidneys, those type of things in with it. And nothing. I lose weight. I lost an appetite, which wasn't bad.
Are you on a cholesterol drug too?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. And I'm on Plavix for the blood flow. You name it, and I probably got it.